Hello and welcome back. And in this video, we're going to be talking about inserting new data into our collection view. So let's go ahead and get started. What we're going to do is we're going to go to our main view controller, and I'm going to drop a bar button. So look for UI bar button item. So bar button item, and just drop it at the corner of your navigation controller. And we can simply select this button right here and change this item to be add. Okay, so it's going to show that plus sign right here. Now if you go back to your view controller and if you go into your view controller section, and we're going to create a new IB action. So IB action func, and we're going to name this one add item. Okay, and what this is going to do is basically it's going to call or add new item. Basically our property is insert, so we are inserting that. So insert new item, and this is going to basically insert a new item. So in order to insert a new item, CollectionView provides insert items function. So let me show you that. So let's say if we say CollectionView dot insert items, and if we command right click on this, we're gonna be taken into this definition. And what this does is basically it inserts the item inside the collection view and refreshes the collection view. Now you're seeing other methods like reload items. You could use reload item, so you can add your data inside data and you can reload the collection view. That way you can also show newly added items. But the problem with reload data is it's very inefficient, because whatever you have loaded inside your cell, whatever it's visible inside your cell, is going to be discarded and recreated again in the memory. So insert item actually takes a graceful approach and incrementally adds that adds those new items into your collection view, and you're gonna see how it actually looks in a minute. So let's first create a text. So I'm gonna add a strawberry in this case. So let's add strawberry, and we simply first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna append this data into our data. So append this text into our data. That's our data that we are saving, and then we're gonna create an index path, and we're going to create this with index path, and simply row and section. That's the one that we want, and we're going to get data.count. Now we're going to subtract 1, because data.count returns total number of items, but what we are trying to get is index, and because this is 0th index, index is 0 based, we want to get one index less than the total count. That's why we are saying data.count minus 1. So when your items start, they are referred to as 0th index and first index and second index, but the count returns as like total number of items there are. So there are 10 items, 20 items, it's going to return. But if you count, if you go like find index, the last item is going to be at the index 19, because your index was started at 0. Okay, so hope that's clear why we are doing data.count minus 1. Section is going to be 0 because we don't have any section. We just have one section. Okay, so now we simply gotta say CollectionView dot insert items at index path. Now you must be wondering, where is our data being added? Well, our data is being added inside our data model. So data is already loaded inside our data model. We're just creating a new index path and adding that to that collection view. Now what's going to happen when your collection view reaches that index path is going to query the data model and say, hey, give me whatever you have for this index path, for this index path dot item, or for this index, and then you're going to get the strawberry from there. Okay, and that item is going to be added. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this, and before we run this, actually we need to connect these. So let's select view controllers, this yellow button or yellow image, whatever you call it, and we're gonna uh, go into received actions, and we're gonna drag and drop this one right here. There we go. Okay, now we have our action connected. So if we run this, our plus button should add a strawberry into the list. Okay, so let's click on the plus button, and we should have a strawberry. Now I'm going to keep this at the bottom, and let's add another one, and there we go. We have another one, and there we go. We have another one. As you can see, the entire collection view is not reloading, but just that one cell, as soon as this added, is basically being animated or faded in. Okay. So similarly, you can actually do this for multiple items. So let's say for some reason you want to add multiple items at one click, you can do that. So let me cut whatever we wrote and put it in a function. So func add one item, or yeah, insert one item, and you're going to do that. And I'm going to create another function, insert multiple items. Okay, and we're simply, what we're going to do here is we're going to say collection view dot perform batch update, and this is where we can actually write our batch update. So I'm going to put a loop in 0 to less than 5, for example, and we're going to put this stuff inside that. Okay, so let's add a different, let's add broccoli into that. The completion block is going to be nil, and I guess this is the issue, and there we go. So let's call insert multiple items instead of insert one item. And what you're going to notice is, as soon as you click on that plus button, a whole bunch of, or like about 5 broccolis added into the list. Okay, so let's click on that, and there we go. We have about 5 broccolis added into our collection view. If you click on once again, then 5 more broccolis are added. Okay, so yeah, so that's how you add items into the collection view. Now, you must have seen in UI table view, when you actually drag and leave, there's a refresh control that shows up, and you can refresh your table view or load new data or add new data into the table view. You can do that here as well. So the way you can do it is you can create a function. So this is going to be, let's write it at the bottom, refresh control selector. So we're going to create this on obj because this is going to be called from a selector. So obj append new item. Okay, and we're simply going to do the same thing. So let text is equal to, let's add something new. So maybe not that. Maybe a star. That's good. So let's add a star. Data dot insert new element at new element. So you're going to say text at 0. Okay, and now our index is changing. So basically, we are inserting a new item in the data set. Okay, so if we do collection view dot insert item, then that index path is going to be at 0. So this is where you can actually, let's say when you're adding it at the beginning, you can do collection view dot reload data, for example, in this case, and Oh, I ran it too soon, because what we need to do is we need to create a refresh control. So let's create a refresh control. So let refresh control is equal to UI refresh. And this is a scenario where I'm showing, like, where you're fetching data from internet or something, and you want to refresh the entire data. In that case, you're gonna do something like this. So let's see. You have, like, your refresh control created. Now you go to your view did load and say collection view dot refresh control dot and refreshing, because you wanna oh, actually, you know what, that should have been when you append it. Okay, and then you actually reload, and you end refreshing, and then in your view did load, what you do is you first say your refresh control dot add target itself. Selector is where you're going to provide the selector, and you're going to say refresh, what did we call that, append new item. So say append new item, and event is going to be dot value changed. Okay, now we're going to take this and add it to our collection view. Refresh control dot is equal to refresh control, like so. Okay, now if we run this, you're gonna see a refresh control, and it should be able to pull down and basically add a star at the beginning, like so. Okay, all right, so this is it for this video, and thanks again for watching.